Right. I'm Manjula Ranasinghe. You all welcome to the grade 11 fast track revision program that we are conducting as the fourth session of this program today. Okay. First three sessions we discuss about the first 25 three sets questions, and today is the last 25 quiz sessions because we have practiced more throughout our paper classes the first 25 questions. Now you are very competent about the first 25 questions of part A. Okay, so today is the final session of part A questions, and then as per our program and as per our schedule, we will see what is the next, right? You can see it in our schedule. So I will also again share the our work schedule of this 30-day programs until the beginning of February. Okay, I think now you are very competent about the short questions, which is given 2 marks questions. So as per essential learning concepts, I have introduced you how these questions are raised in the O-level exams as well. Okay, so today we are now moving to a very new set of 25 questions, and we will give a detailed discussion on it. You can ask the questions. So I have given access to everyone to raise questions. You can ask any questions because we have a very limited time period before your exam, so you can clarify your issues within the class and get ready for your exams, right? Then I will move to the quiz, that is the 75 to 100 quizzes sets we have distributed with you. It is right. Right. So take the tute with you, the answer sheets. Right. So this is the worksheet number 4, which is drafted from question number 75 to 100. Okay, fine. Right. Okay, now we will discuss one by one. You can make additional notes because this is the last session of the first part, take a set of quiz, and then we are moving to the second paper, right? For focus in second paper totally from next week onwards, right? Find the perimeter of this sector given in the figure, right? So you concentrate about the keyword here, the mathematical terms, the perimeter. Okay, perimeter. So this is a sector. So to find the perimeter of a sector, you require the arc length. So this is called the arc length. This is the curved length. Okay. So that is the 45-degree sector with 14 centimeter radius. So if I draw here, this is the question. Okay, 14 centimeter radius sector with 45-degree angle at the center. Okay, here they are asking about this arc length. So arc length is the curved length, this length. Okay, we know that for a full circle, arc length formula is 25R. Okay, that is the full circle arc length. So then this is a 45 degrees. So now you tried at the beginning, this portion is how much from a full circle. That indicates by this fraction from 360, that is 45 degree. Of that, multiply with 25R. Okay, directly you can memorize it as 45 degree means from a full circle 1/8. You can directly apply 1/8 to 5R. No problem. So you can simplify now 45 upon 360 into 2 into 5 into R. So R is 14 centimeters. Okay, 45 1, 45 8. Remember in that way. Then the simplification would be easy. So 7 1, 7 2. Then 2 1, 2 4. Okay, then 2 1, 2 2. Then 2 1, 2 11. Be carefully simplified, huh? Right. Then you cannot find, otherwise cannot find what was the remained there. So 11 centimeter is there. Okay, what is that? That is the arc length. Okay, arc length is 11 centimeters. But the question asks about the perimeter. Some students stop the questions from that point, then they will lose the full marks. So perimeter now asking, so the perimeter equal arc length plus this arc length plus, then you have two straight length called the radius. These two lengths you need to add. Perimeter means you have to enclose the plane figure. Right, outer length you are adding together. So C plus 2R, so C is the arc length we found here, 11 centimeter plus here 2 radius means 2 into 14. Okay, then you are adding 11 plus 2 into 14 is 28. Then you are getting the answer 39. What's this unit? Centimeters, 39 centimeters. Okay, so that is the perimeter use. Now I link you to the O-level paper questions. In O-level paper questions, you may have only three types of sector in the first paper. That says essential learning concepts. I think that most of you don't know sometimes, but in my class, I am all the time recall the knowledge of the essential learning concept, because the first paper of the O-level is built up as per the essential learning concept. There it's well defined all the questions, how the depth of each questions and what would be the exam format and what wouldn't be the exam questions. Okay, so here they mentioned that these are the three type sectors appears in the first paper, right? So this is 180-degree sector. Okay, then half of that is 45-degree sector, half of that, sorry, 90-degree, half of 180, then half of 90 is 45-degree sector. Okay, they mentioned that in the exam, right, they will give one of these sectors only, 180, 90 or 45. So you can practice. So the arc length here, 1/2 to 5R, here 1/4 to 5R, here 1/8 to 5R. Practice for area and the arc length. So area is 5R squared, same fraction appear here. So what's the fraction applied to here? Half. Here from a full circle, 1/4. Here from a full circle, 1/8. Okay, if this is given arc length, 2 5R come to the end. If it is area, 5R squared come to the end. So this is a question of part B of the first paper under the measurement theme. Okay, under the measurement themes, mostly you may appear these questions, but we cannot say exactly the area questions there, but the theme is measurement. Under measurement theme, one questions would be there. So area is a one possible, mostly possible when we look into the past papers, but sometimes it comes as a distance time graph. It is also measurement theme, right? Understood, right? Okay. For further knowledge, remember that. Okay, the first question's done. So in exam, they will ask about arc length and perimeter. So you know the difference, and you know this is the ELC, right? As per ELC, what's the question would be? Right. Question number 2. 1, 1.5, 2. What types of number pattern is? Write the next term of it. This is just a simple idea about the progression. So this is called the arithmetic progression. We will check why. Now you can see between the terms, you feel it is like having a common difference. 1 to add half, 1.5. 1.5 add half, it comes as 2, right? You feel now half being added to the previous term, but officially you can formally you can take the difference, right? So how you take two consecutive terms, right? From that the after terms 1.5, you subtract the previous term of for that previous is 1. Okay, 1.5 subtract 1, you can directly take half, right? No need to make the common denominators, these things. Are samar lamai dangalana මේකට common denominators දාලා improper කරලා එහෙම දඟලන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. Right. අයියේ නිකන් 1.5 තියෙනවා 1 අඩු කරන්න 1.5 වලින් 1 ගියපුවම half. හරිනේ ඒකටයි දඟලන්න ඕනේ. Right. පැහැදිලි? So it is dealing the common difference. Common difference is half, but they are not asking. They are asking which number of pattern here. So you can see a common difference between all the terms. They are unique. Having a difference mean doesn't arithmetic progression. That difference should be common for everywhere. If the difference is common only, we can say that is a arithmetic progression. So here difference, half here also having same difference. So then which type of progression is that is arithmetic progression? Okay, first question should be arithmetic progression, right? So they are asking the next number of it. So next number is half is adding, then next number is two and half. For two, half is added means two and half. Two and half is made up. Okay. Right. You can ask any questions here. Given the access now, I can hear you. Right. If any questions, disturb me and ask. Okay. I think here not much harder things here. Right. Okay. Then write 5 to the power 3 equal 125 in logarithm format. So as I mentioned, 5 to the power 3. Then මේව වරද්දන්න බෑ. Okay. So 5 to the power 3 equal 125. Okay, as mentioned, this is called which format? This is the index format. Why? This is the base, okay, and this is the index, okay, and this is the answer of that. Okay, this is the answer of this power. Okay, so my concepts I have told you, to make to the logarithm formats, you take the logarithm of the right side of the answer, not the base sides, the other sides you take the logarithm. Okay, so you take here the logarithm of 125, right? Logarithm of 125 you take. To take the logarithm here, you require a base. You take the same base of this base here. You take this base as the base of 125, then equal, you taken the base here. So 3 is isolated. So this is the format. Logarithm of 125 to the base 5 equal 3. Understood? Right. So what's the ELC says, I will tell that. So the first paper says that it shall gives only a conversion of log to the index. Log to index conversion or index to log conversion only. Index to log, right? So you can practice at home. So this is the exam question, right? They will not given logarithm equations, right? Index equations, they are not given to the first paper. Okay, we are discussing first paper, so you can practice log to index or index to log. This is what, this is index format converted to the log format. The other is log format to the index format. See new syllabus question. So we are discussing about the new syllabus. Okay, right? New syllabus doesn't appear that type after 2016. Okay, right. So that is fine. Now question number 4. Find the magnitude of x using the given information, right? So this is a triangle, okay? So when two sides of a triangle equal, so the major thing is, right, the opposite angles are equal. The opposite angles are equal. Okay, the opposite angles are equal. Remember that the opposite angles are equal. So here this is 65 degree, here also 65 degree. Why? The opposite angles are equal. Understood, right? So that's the theorem says. So these two sides equal. So this 65 is here front of this angle sides. Here front of this sides, here also 65. You mark there. Me අතර තමයි okay equal වෙන්නේ. Okay. Then 65 here x. Then you can add these three angles together and make equal to the 180. So you can write x plus 65 degree plus 65 degree equal 180. That are the angles of a triangle. So x plus 65, 65, it comes as 130 equal 180. Then subject x here, just 180, subtract 130, then x equal 50 degree there. Okay, x equal 50 degree. Okay, right, right. That's fine. Right, x equals 50 degree. Harini. Question number 5, simplify this one, fraction simplification, x upon 5 into 3x, 2y upon 3x, right. Now you know that I will take to here x upon 5 into 2y upon 3x. Okay, now you can take this direction, you simplify. Okay, the fractions you know how to simplify to that directions. Okay, you can simplify them. How? Here x and here x you can simplify. Okay, then nothing else, right? Here nothing simplified, no simplifications to this direction. Then multiply 1 into 2y, 2y upon 5 into 3, 15. Further check when you before finalize the answer whether any simplifications on the top and the bottom, right? You have to simplify here, otherwise you keep it as 2y upon 15. Okay, right. Okay, that's the question number 5. Then question number 6. See there, question number 6. Find the factors x squared minus 8x plus 12. X squared minus 8x plus 12. X squared minus 8x plus 12. They are asking to factorize. So in factorizing, there are three steps you need to check. So what are the three steps over here? The sixth question. Three steps means this is the order that you think. Here no not much issue, but in exam last year to last 2 years, the given questions under the same factorizing questions, you dealing two methods of factorizing. So the first things you have to check the common factors. So unless you are checking the common factors, don't move to the other method. First thing, common factor. Number one, you have to take the common factor. If common factor exists, if you go to the other methods, that is wrong. Then you will not take the final answer. Common factor first things. The secondly, you can check whether it's having a difference of two squares or a trinomial quadratic expression. So you have these three types. Common factors having there in the factorizing, common factors. Then you have the difference of two squares. Okay, difference of two squares. Then the third one is the trinomial quadratic expressions. Trinomial quadratic expressions. So nowadays, most questions are drafted quadratic expressions. Drafted with the combination of these two, right? Last 2 years exam questions combine these common factors. Having common factors, once you take a common factor, then it appears a difference of two squares. Okay, so I prefer sometimes they can build combining these two also, right? Common factor first takes, then it comes as a trinomial quadratic expressions. If I make the paper this time, I make questions combining these two, common factor and trinomial quadratic expressions. How to make this as this format? Additionally, I will tell you after that, after discussing this one, huh? Right. So all the time, don't forget to take don't skip the number one step. What is the number one common factor you have to check to take? Then take out of these two which one appear. Sometimes if no one appear means finalize the answer, but in all level paper they are not just taking common factor, they move to out of these two one after the common factor deals, if the common factor deals. Now you check here, any common factor dealing here for all the three terms? No, no common for all the three terms. So three terms there, not 2 by 2 common as well, because if four terms there, then we check 2 by 2 any commons there. But here three terms, so you have to take all the three terms commons. No. Then is it a difference of two squares? No. Three terms there. Then it is the trinomial. term 3 and quadratic power 2 terms there, then it appears. Now you know how to factorize this constant term. You take and multiply with x squared term, then it comes as plus 12 into x squared. So it is a plus product plus answer. For plus answer possible, both plus plus or both minus minus, negative negative. Further you check the middle term sign. Middle term is negative 8x, so negative sum comes with the product negative negative. Okay, that's the order. Then negative negative become positive, negative negative, adding and shall create 8. So now your argument product should be 12 as well as the sum should be 8. So which pair is suited to that? Product 12 and sum 8. 6 into 2 12, 6 plus 2 8. So you apply here 6x 2x. Then you replace these middle terms by these two terms, x squared negative 6x negative 2x plus 12. Okay, now you take common factors 2 by 2, pair by pair. So here you taken out x, then x minus 6. Here negative 2 taken out, then x minus 6. Now x minus 6 is common, right? Commonly taken out x minus 6. Here remain x, here minus 2. Okay, now the final answer is x minus 6, x minus 2. So as mentioned, how to make this as a common factor and trinomial. So imagine I take here x cube minus 8x squared plus 12x. මේ පාර මේ වගේ equation එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන් නිකන් හිතුනොත්. Now think how to do. Okay, now what to do? First thing is what? You need to take the common factor. මේක common factor එකක් තියෙනවා. මේක නැතුව සමහරු 17 කල්පනා කරනවා මොකද්ද කරන්න කියලා. සමහරු කියනවා out of syllabus question කියලා. මේ වගේ එකක් දුන්නොත්. පැහැදිලිද? ඒ නිසා ඔක ටිකක් ඇහැට දැකලවත් යන්න විභාගෙට මේ වගේ එකක් දාන්න පුළුවන් මේ පාර. ඕන්න. හරිනේ මේක within the syllabus question. ඔය වගේ එකක් ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ මගේ මතක විදියට new syllabus එකේ factorizing. හරි මොකක්ද එතකොට අපි මොකක්ද කරන්න ඕනේ? What to do first? Right, check all the three terms. You feel that x common. X is there for all the three terms, so you have to take out it. So first taken out x, then keep a bracket, then to make x cube, inside should be x squared minus, to make x squared, 8 should be there, x squared build up x only. Then to make x taken out plus 12 only. Now what happened? This inside question is what? The same questions as above, that is trinomial quadratic. Okay, then you have to factorize it as normally, but here x is only there, just not repeated, x is there. So you do it like this question and take the answer here, x minus 6, x plus x minus 2. Understood this question? Hands up those who understood this question. Is that clear? If they appear the exam this time, this kind of. So you need to take common factor only. Then the question comes to one of these two. හරි මෙන්න last two ගිය පාර exam එකේ ආපු ප්‍රශ්න මගේ මතකයේ විදියට නිවැරදි නම් 2x squared minus 50 කියලා එකක් ආවා. Factorize කරන්න. Here we take two outsides. Then x squared minus 25. ඒක ගන්න නැතුව සමහර ඔට්ටු වුණා මෙතන. Difference of two squares හදන්න. Common එක අරගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ අනිවාර්යෙන්. Take common first. Okay, then here difference of two squares. Right, x squared minus 5 squared. Right, 2 එහෙමම තියෙනවා. 2 දෙපාරක් ලියන්නේ නැහැ. 2 into x minus 5 x plus 5. This is appear in 2024, I think. This one, I think. 2x squared minus 18, no, 2x squared minus 50. Nearly exam question. Here, two things dealing, right, as I mentioned. Right, okay, now the next question. Question number 7. The base of the triangle XYP is extended to CZ, right? Find the value of a plus b. So they're asking about a plus b. බලන්න මේවා ටිකක් difference question. So a plus b, sum of these two is equal to the exterior angle. So what's the theorem? Exterior angle theorem. Okay, the exterior angle here is equal to the interior opposite sum. Okay, so these two sum is equal to the exterior exactly. So a plus b, we can say that that is equal to the 110. Then find the magnitude of C. So you can see, so this is the exterior angle theorem concept. C can be found right here, the straight line. So this is the adjacent angles on the straight line. They add up to 180. So you can write C plus 110 equal 180 degrees, the angles on a straight line. Then subject C here from 180, subtract 110. Okay, then it comes as 70 degree. Right, it comes as 70 degree. Okay, right, that's question number 8. Now take the 8 questions here. Question number 8. Right, now this is the perimeter question. Find the perimeter of the composite plane figure given, right? To find the perimeter, you know all the straight length here. You know all the straight length. The unknown length is the arc length. We call this arc length. Use the correct wording in maths. Okay. So here diameter 14. So here also 14. Right, 14 centimeter. So now they're asking about, we need to find this arc length. So how to find this arc length? See, no, you know that C equal, that is, as I mentioned, first question, semicircle, directly apply half to 5R to 5R. R is what? R is the half of this diameter, that is 7 centimeter. This is diameter, then radius is 7 centimeter. Okay, half 25R, so 7171, 2121. So C equal 22 centimeters, that is the arc length. Okay, this is the 22. Right, now you take the perimeter. So the perimeter is the sum of all the external length, right? So you're adding here, here, and here, right? Coming back. So now take here, you take 22, then here we have 22, then here we have 22, then here we have 14. Right, so are we running inside the length? No, then that harms to the perimeter concepts. Perimeter means sum of outer length only, external length only. So you're adding together now, 2, 4, 6 plus 4, 10, 1 remaining. Then 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 8. So 80 centimeter. Right, okay, that is the perimeter here. Right. Find the distance traveled in 2 hours if a car travels at a uniform speed of 80 kilometer per hour. Right. මං කියලා තියෙනවා 80 kilometer per hour is the speed. Now, speed is what? General idea. Speed is within a unit time period, the distance travel, right? So 80 kilometer per hour means that within 1 hour, if you take 1 hour time period, within 1 hour it travels 80 kilometers. Okay, so that is the nature of speed. Okay, now they are measuring within 2 hours how much the distance travel. Right. මේකට equations ඕනද? නෑ. take the idea then ළමයින්ගේ නිකන් ඕක ගණන් නැති වෙලාවක නිකන් ඇහුවනම් පැයකට 80ක් යනවා වාහනේ පැය දෙකකට කීයක් යනවද කියලා everyone can answer but when they asking in maths paper like questions under the speed time distance then they are in a trouble okay they are asking distance travel in 2 hours if a car travel this much the පැයකට 80 නම් පැය දෙකකට කීයද 82ක් right just 18 to 2 right? Not all the time adhere to the equations. Take that idea 180 kilometers. Right? The පැයකට 80යි. පැය දෙකකට කීයද? 80 දෙකක්. Okay, 180 kilometer. පැහැදිලි? So don't get used all the time to the equations. If you apply the equations, speed equal distance over time, d upon t. So here distance asking, so you can subject distance. Distance equal speed into time. Speed into time, right? Most of the students need these equations, otherwise they cannot do anything. But don't use that to make the logic here. Right. Logic එක ඔලුවට ගන්න. පැහැදිලි? Right. Question number 9. Find the distance traveled, that is okay. 10. Fill in the blanks of triangle ACD and BCD. Okay, AC equal BD, AC equal BC, that is fine. AD equal DB, that is also fine. CD equal CD, may are common. So that is common for both the triangle. CD equals CD. They are not asking reason. Then ACDC triangle congruent with ADB triangle. Under which condition? Sides, because all the three sides of these triangles are equal. So sides the case, right? Sometimes this kind of fill in the blanks questions they are in maths, underlining the questions they are, making tick mark questions they are, right? Right, not all the times the question doing, okay, underline questions they are in the maths, tick marks they are, right? Likewise. Okay, now we move to the question, simple equations. 3 into 2x plus 1 equal 21. Okay, 3 into 2x plus 1 equal 21. So this is appear as a simple equation. Okay, in simple equations with the bracket, you have two options. One, you can remove the brackets. Okay, you can remove the brackets, one method. The other methods without removing the brackets, now here it is having the ability to divide by 3 both the sides. Okay, the first division would be like less simplifications dealing, then that would be greater to you, right? I divide by 3 both the sides. So here 3 1 3 1 simplified, then here it appear like 2x plus 1 equal, here 21 divided by 3 means 7. Okay, now you subject here 2x. How? I subject 2x equal, bring this plus 1 to the other side, 7 subtract 1, then 2x equal 7 subtract 1 means 6. Okay, now to subject x, you divide by 2 both the sides, then 2 cancelled out, here x equal 6 upon 2 is 3, x equal 3. Okay, so this is the simple equation solving. So the otherwise you can remove the bracket and subject x, but this method is easier. Why? The equations get more simplified when you divide it at first. Otherwise it will take more coefficient dealing, then bit difficult, not difficult actually, but for you this would be the easiest way. Simple equations. So do we have simple equations in O-level paper? Yes, but normally it is fraction mode simple equations rather than this. Right, complete it. Right, if you have questions you can ask. Right, next question. Write the sample. Write two simple events related to the sample space. This one. Question number 12 we are discussing. So here is equal to 468 is equal to 468. So they're asking about two sample events, sorry, simple events related to that. Simple events, right? I will ask one of you what is a simple event. So there are two types of events, simple event, the other events composite. මෙන්න මේක සමහරුන්ට අමතක වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. Composite event. So I will ask any volunteer of this class, right? What is a simple event and what is a composite event? Who can answer? What is a simple event? Oh, you can tell what is your answer as well. Don't worry. What is simple event here? So this is learned in, I think, grade 10, yes, grade 10. Simple and composite events. What is your idea? No one? Right. Simple events, I will enable the chat also. Simple events means we cannot segregate the events further. We cannot segregate the event to further. And simply remember that only one element belongs. Only one element belongs if it is a simple event. No more than one element in a simple event. Just one element. So what are the simple events you can take here? Just taking one element. So I can take, this is a simple event, 2. Then I can take one element here, 4. This is simple event. I can take 6. I can take 8. These are the simple events, right? So how to define it? Like, so yes, Toshika, very good. Simple event has only one possible results, while composites has more results. Very good. Great idea. So simple event having only one results, one outcomes. Okay, composite having more. Like if we ask to tell a simple event, I will tell that obtaining number 2, obtaining number 4, obtaining number 6, obtaining number 8. That are the simple events. What are the composite events of these? I am saying that obtaining, right, a multiple of 2, the whole multiple, obtaining a number between 2 and 8. Then we have 4 and 6 here. Okay, obtaining 4 or 6, two results, right? Having more than one results, one elements, then that is a composite event, right? As making more than one element, you can define the event, then that is a composite event. If you are define the event as having one results only one means simple event. And සරලව මතක තියාගන්න elements එකක් නම් event එකේ අපි consider කරන simple elements ගොඩක් නම් more than one නම් right, that is composite. ඕක අහලා තියෙන exam එකේදී. හරිද? underline කරන්න simple event කියලා. Okay, remember that. ඒකයි මම දුන්නේ ඕක ගොඩක් අයට අමතකයි. Most of you forgot that basic concept, simple and composite. Data types දෙකත් එහෙමයි, is discrete data and the continuous data. Can you remember? That is also been asked. The discrete and continuous. Sorry. Right. Right. Question number 12 done. So the 13. Make a p plus q, x plus y did last time. Now here p minus q asking. Okay. So here we have 3p minus 4q. 3p minus 4q equal 10. Okay. 4p minus 3q equal 4. 4p minus 3q equal 4. Right. This is 2. Right. 4p minus 3q equal 4. 3p minus 4q equal 10. Alright. So they're asking find the value of p minus q. They're asking about p minus q. Alright. එතකොට දැන් මේ තියරි කොන්සෙප්ට්ස් තාම ක්ලියර් වූ ගණනලා තියෙනවා පුතා. මේවා නම් වරද්දන්න එපා. එක්සෑම් එකට ගිහිල්ලා සිම්පල් ඉවෙන්ට් කොම්පොසයිට් අහද්දි දන්නේ නැතුව ඉරි ගන්න නැතුව ඉන්න එපා. අනිත් එක තමයි මේවට අන්ඩර්ලයින් කරන්නේ වෙන කලාතුරකින් එනවා ක්වික්ෂන් එකක් දෙකක් එකක් වගේ එන්නේ එකක් නැත්නම් fill in the blanks ඒවත් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒ මේ අන්ඩර්ලයින් කරන්නේම આવොත් උත්තර මොකක් හරි ඔකේ අන්ඩර්ලයින් කරන්න ඕනේ බැරි වුණොත්. හරි. ඔයාලගේ අනිත් සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් වලත් MCQ you have MCQ questions in other papers, right? You can if you don't know the answer, don't make it blank, right? Right, take any answer, guess what is the probability of getting a correct answer in your exams. Okay, the probability. So certain MCQ questions getting a correct answer. What is the probability? How many answers given? 4 or 5 here in your exams? I think 4, right? Four options there. Out of that, one correct. Yes, 1/4. Then the probability is 1/4. In our times, A level we had 5. I think A level also we had physics, chemistry, 5 answers there. 5 answers, 1 correct. So 1/5 is the probability. Probability less, but your probability more because all 4 results there. දර අපේ කාලේ හිටිය සමහරු මුකුත්ම වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. විභාගෙට නිකන් එනවා වාඩි වෙනවා විතරයි. ඒ ලෙවල් වල මැත්ස් එහෙම ඉන්නවා සෙට් එකක්. මැත්ස් සයන්ස් කරත් එහෙම ඉන්නවා. වැඩ කරන්නේම නැහැ නමට මැත්ස් කරනවා. කවුරු හරි ආදි ටිකක් කරා අභිමාණයෙන් කියන්න පුළුවන් මම මැත්ස් කරන්න කියලා එහෙම කරන පිරිසකුත් ඉන්නවා. හැබැයි මුකුත් වැඩක් කරන්නේ නැහැ. කරන්නේ එක්සෑම් එකට ගිහලා හැබැයි පොඩ්ඩක් මොලේ තියෙනවා. සමහරව අපේ කාලේ දැන් අපි ඔය එක්සෑම්ස් වල MCQ වල අපේ තිබුණා 60ක් තිබුණා MCQs 60. දැන් 50යිනේ. එතකොට ඕකෙන් සාමාන්‍ය 40ක් 50ක් කිට්ටු කරොත් S එකක් අනිවාර්යෙන්ම එනවා. right S result එක. එතකොට මැස් කළා සාමාන්‍ය S3ක් දැම්මත් කොහේ හරි මොකක් හරි දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් පොසිෂන් එකක් හැදෙනවා. right. එතකොට සමහරව MCQ එක ගොඩ දානවා අනිත් එක පොඩ්ඩක් ලියලා විභාග පාස් වෙච්ච අය ඉන්නවා මැත්ස් වල නම් ඒක කරන්න බෑ කම්බයින් මැත්ස් වල MCQ නෑ ෆිසික්ස් කෙමිස්ට්‍රි වල එහෙම තිබුණා. ඒකට සමහරු කරන්නේ එකම ආන්සර් එකට ගහනවා 60ම. right හිතන්නකෝ දන්නේ නැහැ මොකක් හරියද කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ එයාලා දන්නේ නැහැ මේක හරියද කියලා. කරන්නේ හතරවෙනි fourth answer එක correct නම් හැම එකේම fourth එකට ගහගෙන යනවා fourth මෙහෙම. දුර අපේ සාමාන්‍ය ඉස්සර ෆිසික්ස් කෙමිස්ට්‍රි වල එහෙම මේ ගොඩක් අවසාන හරිය උත්තර තියෙන්නේ මේ 4මයි 4 නැත්නම් 5. දැන් එක වගේ එන උත්තර අඩුයි. ඒ කියන්නේ number 1 වලට answers එනවා ටිකක් අඩුයි. මෙහෙම 4ම ගහපුවාම අර 60 සමහර අවුරුදු වල 4 ඒවා තියෙනවා 25ක් විතර. එතකොට නිකම් ඉඳලා 60න් 25ක් හරියනවා. සමහර හොඳට වැඩ කරලා මහන්සි වෙලා ගහන උන්ගෙත් නෑ 25ක් 60. හරි අන්න ඒ වගේ ට්‍රික්ස් ඔය පාවිච්චි කරනවා මම කියන්නේ බැරිම කෙනෙක් වුණා. සමහරුන් ගහනවා මෙහෙම 6 ඇඩ්. මෙන්න මෙහෙම. මෙහෙම MCQ ගහනවා බැරිම අය. සමහර අවුරුදු වල ඔය විදිහට මැච් වෙන. එහෙම පොඩි ඉතින් සමහර උරංගා බලනවා. ඒවා හරියට සාමාන්‍ය යන්තම් ගොඩ දාගන්න ට්‍රික් එකක් වෙනවා සමහරුන්ට. නිකන් තියනවට වඩා. හරි. සමහරු ඕකේ හැම වර්ණයකටම ගහනවා. එහෙම ගහුවම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒකේ කපලා දා එක්සෑම් එකේ දේව අයින් කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ පේපර් මාකින් වලදී අයින් කරනවා. රයිට්. දැන් වර්ණ දෙකක් තෝරන්න බෑ. එකයි. හරි. ඉතින් මං කියන්නේ තමන් දන්නේම නැති වුනහම දන්නේම නැති කෙනෙක් ඔය වගේ කරලා A level සමහර මාක්ස් ටිකක් ගත්ත අය ඉන්නවා. ෆේල් වෙන්නේ නැතුව බේරිච්ච අයත් ඉන්නවා. රයිට්. මොකද බහුතරයක් A level සාමාන්‍ය ගත්තාම ඔව් F3 මැත්ස් එහෙම F3 පිරිස වැඩි. මම හිතන්නේ වැඩිම F ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉන්නේ කම්බයින් මැත්ස් වලට. රයිට්. ස්ට්‍රීම්ස් ඔක්කොගෙම මතක හැටියට කම්බයින් මැත්ස් ඒක වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් අවුරුදු වලින්. හැබැයි කම්බයින් මැත්ස් තමයි ගොඩක් F තියෙන රිසල්ට්ස් වල A level වල. හරි ඒක ගෙස් කරලා එහෙම ගන්න බෑ. ඒතර O level වල ගත්තාමත් මැත්ස් එහෙම ගෙස් කරලා උත්තර ගන්න බෑ. නොදන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ලියලා ලකුණු ගන්න බෑ. ඒකයි මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේ වෙනස අනිත් ඒවත් එක්ක. හරියටම දැනගෙන ගාන හදන්න ඕනේ. කොපි කරලා කෑලි කෑලි අමුණලා එහෙම ගන්නත් බෑ. හරි ඒකයි මේක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ. right. හරි. Okay, now we are moving to the 1 and 2. Here you can take P minus Q they asking. Then P plus Q අපි ගිය සතියේ හෙව්වා P minus Q. Right. The P minus Q ගන්න කොහොමද? To take P plus Q or P minus Q, you have to make the coefficient same. P coefficient same to the Q coefficient, like 3P minus 3Q, 4P minus 4Q, 5P minus 5Q. If the coefficient differ, you cannot subject P minus Q or P plus Q. So your idea should be that then in your mind, you may add the equations, add 3 plus 4, 7. Here 4 plus 3 also 7 creates. So 7P, 7Q creates. And now you feel that you can subject P minus Q. So here two options only, either add in the equations or subtract in the equation. Just check one. If that is not work, then go to the subtraction. So now I do first plus second equation. Left side I write 3P minus 4Q plus here 4P minus 3Q equal right side addition 10 plus 4. Okay, that is third. Then I can say that, not third, that is not an equation, that is a principle. So here minus 4, 3P plus 4P is 7P minus 4Q minus 3Q minus 7Q equal 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, now here you take out a 7 common factor, then here P minus Q equal here 14. Okay, now you divide by 7 both the sides, because 7 you can cancel it here by division. Right, 7 7 simplified, then P minus Q simplified as 14 upon 7 is 2. So P minus Q is 2. Right, hands up those who got the answer. P minus Q 2. So some students will ask, so we can find by solving P separately, Q separately, and P minus Q subtracted. No, that is not allowed here. So some questions they mention that without finding P and Q separately, find P minus Q. Okay, right, fine. The P minus P and Q වෙනම හෙව්වේ නෑ අපි. Right, P minus Q answer we got. But we do not know what is P, what is Q separately. But we know that P minus Q too. Right, question number 14. Diagonal AC and BC of quadrilateral are perpendicular to each other. Find the perimeter of perimeter of square ABCD. That wording, diagonal quadrilateral are perpendicular to each other. Find the perimeter of square ABCD. Here 6 given, right? AC and diagonals of AC and B, D of quadrilateral ABC are perpendicular to each other. Find the perimeter of square ABCD. Square they mentioned, not a rhombus, right? ABCD. Did you do this question? Mistake I feel appear. මේක කරාද කවුරු හරි? Find the perimeter of square ABCD. මෙයාලා square කියන වචනේ දාලා තියෙනවා. If it is square, nothing to do, just one side given. Uh, one side given, then it is 6 into 4, 24. But I think when question drafting, something happened or typesetting some issue. Find the perimeter of square ABCD. And this doesn't appear as a square. So what was the answers? Did anyone got the answer?
So as it is mentioned in square ABCD, shall we multiply the side length by 4?
Yes, yes, that's way. By that's we can take answer, but that the purpose of this drafting not works. So
Yeah.
yes, you answer correct, because as per the question in the exam also, that's how we do. We are not going to argue, but if we can take perimeter, we
Yes.
take the answer. Yes. Any
Something happened with the problem.
yes, yes, something happened here. Better, right. Well, so I will teach you. So answer at the moment, make that 6 centimeter into 4, 24. That's given marks. But two errors here happens because it is doesn't appear as a square. It doesn't appear as per the drawing. It's like not right angles, just right a line. It appears as a rhombus. That's mistake. Okay, it appears as a rhombus and perpendicularly bisect. They bisect perpendicularly on which two type of quadrilateral parallelograms. Parallelograms type දෙකේද perpendicularly bisect වෙන්නේ diagonals දෙකයි තියෙන්නේ. What is that? Rhombus and square. Okay, rhombus and square. Okay, so that appear rhombus and squares only. So mostly popular one in maths application, rhombus. Right, in rhombus, they says this perpendicularly bisect. Not all the parallelogram bisect perpendicularly, rhombus especially. And square. So here, the purpose is not yet drafted. Here it would be given for a better question. It will be given like the diameter, this diagonal length given, and if they ask about perimeter, fine. What would be the questions was in my mind? I give that DB diagonal is 12 centimeter. Okay, and then I give this AC diagonal as 10 centimeter. Okay, sorry, here 6, then I will give here 16. One is 16, one is 12. Then I can take half of that here 8, here 6, here 6, here 8. Then I can find out the AB length as 10. Then such four lengths, there the perimeter comes. Without giving this 6, I would give the diagonal length, and I am not mentioning that is a perpendicular further. I'm saying ABCD is a rhombus. Then they are diagonal DB and AC given 12 and 16. Find the perimeter. Then that would be the perfect question. Then you identify two concepts. The diagonal bisect each other 90 degree. Then diagonal bisected mean these two parts divided. This part comes as 6. This part comes as 8. Then you understood here 90 degree. Then you can apply Pythagoras theorem and you find side length 10. Then 10 4 times 14. That would be what we mind. This is drafted last year. I think that would be in my mind, but it doesn't appear here. Okay, fine. But for that questions, as per the question, we have to give the marks for this 24. Okay, no problem, but that's not worth. Right. මෙතනදි මතක තියාගන්න additionally මේක ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන ගොඩක් questions වලට in a rhombus the diagonals perpendicularly bisect. That should be in your mind. Right, when diagonals given in rhombus, that's 90 degree creates. ඒක උත්තර මතක තියාගන්න. Right, question number 15, now we are moving. Right, volume of a right prism with triangular cross section is 60 cubic centimeter. find the area of a triangular cross section if its length is 15 centimeter, right? Now you know in a triangular prisms the basic idea, volume equal cross sectional area into the length. Okay, in a triangular prism having uniform cross sections, that kind of things, the volume given with the cross sectional area multiply with length. Okay, so what's the volume here? 60 cubic centimeter equal cross sectional area we do not know, that's the asking, then into the length is 15 centimeter. Okay, now you need to subject A, you divide by 15 both the sides, 15 simplified. So A given as 60 divided by 15, 4. What's the unit? Be carefully right. Square centimeter. Why? This is the area of the cross section. Area of the cross section. So remember that a volume given with cross sectional area into the length. Yes, chat is enabled now. Right now, not it. Yes, chat is enabled. Yes, recordings are provided, Putta. All the sessions been recorded. All my classes been recorded. Unfortunately, one, two times forgot. Otherwise, all the recordings are provided. Okay. Right. Find the value of square root 22 to the first approximation. Right. Square root 22. Right. First approximation being mostly discussed throughout this 4 session. Right. You now know very clearly. So lower perfect square for 22 is what? 16. You take square root. Upper perfect square is 25. Okay. Now you know what is root 16 for. What is root 25? That is 5. Okay. Now you check the gap 16 to 22, 6 gap. Then here 3 gaps. Okay, now you feel the mid part is exactly 4.5. Now you choose to where it tends. The answer tends to which value? So it tends to, here the lower gap creates 3, here 6 gaps. So it tends to towards the 5 sides. Okay, now after 4.5 something, but here not much closer to 5 because here 3 gap there, here 6 gaps there. So now you guess like it's like something between 4.5 and 5, like 4.67 answer. So I first check with 4.7. 4.7 by 4.7 I check multiply. 22.09. මෙහෙම ආවනේ. දැන් ආයි බලන්න දෙයක් නෑ පුතා. 22, he answered 22, then 22.09. 09 is a very low gap. නායක මැච් බලන්න දෙයක් ඇත්තෙම නැහැ. මේක 22 තමයි close ම. මොකද 09 කියන්නේ very lower gap with your experience, with my experience. So if you, what is the next one if you check it? So 09 is mean bit more than 22. So then you do not check with 4.8, then it passed the 22 mostly because this also 22 passed. Then you check lower value 4.6 by 4.6. So check here. So it comes as 21.16. This is lower than 22. How much? මෙයා 16. මෙතන 16 ඉඳලා 100 වලට කීයද කියලා බලන්න. From 16 to 100 around like 80, 84. 84. Here just 9 only. 9 more. Here 84 less. එහෙම හිතන්න decimals, but thinking that way. So the closer value create with 4.7. So 4.7 is the answer for this one. Why that says as first approximation? This is an approximate value, not the square root value. So the square roots are always unless it is a perfect square, they are gives the approximate value we are taking. The first approximation mean we are taking to the first decimal place. That's the first approximation mean. The square root is taken to the first decimal place in this lesson. But actually this is not exactly 4.7. It's continuing unlimited decimals, right? Okay, so these are called the rational numbers, right? So they are not having exact values, the square root, right? We cannot say. Okay, first approximation means to the first decimal place we are rounding off and we are taking it. Okay, right. So 4.7 fine. Next question. Form in sorry, write two example for discrete data. මං කියලා දුන්නා මේක මාතනේදී කතා කරා. මේකත් exam එකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා O level paper වල ගොඩක් ළමයින්ට ඕක මතක නැහැ. Right, there are two types of datas. Continuous data and discrete data. දැන් මටත් ඕක පැටලෙනවා. continuous data, discrete data. ඒ කියන්නේ concept එක දැනගත්තර වචන දෙක මාරු වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මාරු වෙනවා. එතකොට මම හිතුවා දැන් ඔයාලටත් ඔය exams වලදී සමහර ඒවා පැටලෙනවා නම් ඔයාලගේම ක්‍රමයකට ඒක මතක තියාගන්න. හරිද? දැන් සයන්ස් වල එහෙම මොන හරි තියෙනවා නම් ඒක පැටලෙනවා. discrete continuous data දෙකක් තියෙනවා කියලා දන්නවා. ඒක පැටලෙනවා. දැන් මම මතක තියාගෙන ඉන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. continuous වචනින්ම continuous කියන්නේ එක දිගට ගලාගෙන යනවා smoothly. හරියට ගඟක් ගලන්නේ continuously. දැන් ගඟවල් ගොඩක් ගැලුවනේ පහුගිය ටිකේ නේ ලංකාවේ. සෑහෙන විවසනයක් වුණා. මේ ඉතින් ඒකෙන් ගොඩාක් දෙනෙක්ට හානි වුණා. මේ ඒකේ ඉම්පැක්ට් වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා ළමයි මගෙන් අහලා තිබුණා O level exam එකට. ඒක අපිට තාම 100ක් කියන්න බෑ මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. දැන් අපි ඉස්කෝලත් පටන් ගන්නවා 16. 16 පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ බලන්න පුළුවන් තාම ටර්ම් ටෙස්ට් ගැන ස්ථිර නිගමනයක් නැහැ. කවදද තියන්නේ, කොහොමද තියන්නේ, තියෙනවද නැද්ද කියලා. ඒක නිසා අපිට O level exam එක ගැන තාම ප්‍රෙඩික්ට් කරන්න බෑ. ඉම්පැක්ට් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් වුණත් ලොකු ඉම්පැක්ට් එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ලොකු කාලයකට යන්නේ නැහැ. මේ නමුත් අපි දැන් අපේ ෂෙඩියුල් එකට තියනවා කියලා හිතලා අපි වැඩ ටික කරමු. හරි. එතකොට දැන් ඒකෙන් ගොඩක් ළමයින්ට ඇත්තටම දැන් පන්ති වල ළමයින්ට සමහරුන්ගේ පොත්පත් පවා ඔක්කොම ටික ගහගෙන ගිහලා දැන් ඔයාලා හිතනවා ඔයාලා ගෙදර ඉද්දි කියනවා ඔන්න උඩින් පස් කන්දක් කඩාගෙන එනවා වතුර එනවා කියලා මොනවද ඔයාලා ගෙනියන්නේ නේ? කොච්චර දේවල් ගෙදරක තියෙනවද ගෙනියන්නේ? එහෙනම් කොහොමද ප්‍රොටෙක්ට් කරන්න කියලා හිතනවා. ඒතර අවශ්‍යම දේවල් ටිකක් ගෙනියන ඇරෙන්න අනිත් ඒවා ඔක්කොම හානිවල සමහරවිට එහෙමවත් බැරි වෙලා තියෙනවා. සම්පූර්ණයෙන් විනාශ වෙලා තියෙනවා. නේ? ඉතින් එහෙම පිරිසක්කුත් ඉන්නවා මේ පාර විභාග ලියන්න. ඒ නිසා විභාග ලේසි කරයිද කියලා කියන්න බෑ. දැන් බොහෝ වෙලාවට ඔක්කොම ඩ්‍රාෆ්ට් කරලා තියෙන්නේ සමහර වෙලාවට. හරි. එහෙම එක්ස්කියුස් එකක් අපිට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න බෑ. ඒ නිසා මේ එක්සෑම් එක කල් යනවා කියලා රිලීස් වෙන්නත් එපා. එහෙම තාම කිසිම ඩිසිෂන් එකක් අරන් නැහැ. හරි. දැන්ට ෂෙඩියුල් එකේ විදිහට තමයි රන් වෙන්නේ. දැන් ඉස්කෝලේ ඉක්මනින් පටන් ගන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. පුළුවන් හැම ඉස්කෝලේම ඉතින් එහෙම මේකක් තියෙනවා. හරි. එතකොට දැන් මම මේක කතා කරේ continuous and discrete. ඒතර මටත් ඕක පැටලෙන නිසා මම මතකද continue වෙනවා කියන්නේ gaps නැහැ. අන්න එහෙම මත තියන්න. වචන දෙකේ continuous means no gaps. right. හරියට ගඟක් ගලන්නේ ගඟ ගලාගෙන ඉදි මැද වතුර නැති කෑලි තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක දිගටම යනවා අගට යනකම්. ඒ වගේමයි. So continuous data means it can take any value. It can take any value. ඔන්න මතක තියන්න. Can take any value, right, as the data. So opposite is the discrete. Discrete means can take only whole number values only. Can take only whole number values. Whole number values only for the data. Right. For an example, right, if I take about the family members of a certain village, number of family members, that is a whole number. It cannot be decimal, it cannot be fractions. Okay, if I take the number of sixes, right, taken by each place of this game. Sixes should be a whole number. Okay, if I take a number of teachers in the certain schools, that is whole numbers. So that are the discrete data. Understood? Whole numbers only it can take, but the continuous data mean it can take whatever, decimal fractions, whatever. So examples, the height of a person, the mass of a person, they are coming decimals, right? The distance from between certain cities, right? So the can comes the decimal. Understood the difference? So these are the continuous data. So the discrete data is just whole numbers only, right? Any questions to ask? You can ask. පටල ගන්න එපා මේක කවුන්ට් එකක් එතකොට අපි කිව්වා අර family members right likewise the number of sixes right likewise the whole numbers only. Right, two examples you can take for discrete data: number of family members in a village, number of teachers in a school, number of students in certain grades. So likewise, okay, number of bananas in one banana comes, likewise, okay, not fraction, no decimals. 4min takes 3 days to complete 1/3 of a work. What's the number of man days required to complete the remaining amount of work? Right. එහෙනම් බලන්න ලේසියෙන්ම ගන්න පුළුවන්. 4min takes 3 days to complete 1/3 of a task. Okay. So if I take the task here, okay, then I divide it to the equal 3 parts. Okay, so to take one part of this work, for this part, they required 4min into 3 days. So amount of task is measured by min days. So 4 into 3, it comes as 12 min days. Okay, that is the amount of task, 12 min days. To complete that task, so this part of task required 12 min days. So the balance task is what? Such two parts there. 1/3 means here 2/3 there. So we have these two parts there. Then here 12 min days. Here also 12 min days. So altogether 24 min days for the balance task. හරිද මේ 1/3 part එකක් ඒ වගේ parts දෙකක් balance. එහෙනම් 24 12 men days into 2 24 men days is for the balance task. ඉතුරු task එකට 24 තියෙනවා. Okay, right. PQR points on the circle, find the magnitude of x, right? Okay, now you can see that here the same sector angle. So P and R terminal, P and R terminal balan, from that PR terminal, it creates here 30. So the same segment angle is from the PR starting 25. Make a same segment take away. So that is 30, right? මෙයා 30 නම් මෙයා 30, but here not same terminal, QR different terminal creates 25 sector. So QR is a different, we call them arc. QR is a different arc, but PR is a different arc. From the PR arc, the subtend on the segment is 30. From the PR, subtend on the segment is x. So they are called the same segment angle. Same segment is x and 30, not x and 25. Why? 25 is arc. The arc is a different arc. We call the segment is a different. Right. So here x comes as 30 degrees. Okay. Write the gradient and the intercept of the straight line. 3y equals 6x minus 15. Sorry. Show the answer of the 18th one. Yes, 18th one, 24 min days for the balance part. This is the one. One-third part is this much min days, such two parts remain. Okay? Right. So now the question says that 3y equals 6x minus 15. 3y equals 6x minus 15. Right. Now, this is a straight line graph equation. right? So straight line graph equations, you know that, right? The format of the graph is y equal mx plus c, y equal mx plus c. So if the graph is in the form of y equal mx plus c, x coefficient is the gradient and thereafter the constant is the intercept. Okay, so this is the gradient, this is the intercept. But remember that to be in the form of y equal, that means y to be subjected, y coefficient should be 1. Okay, but here y coefficient is 3, not y being subjected. So how to subject y? So you divide by 3, you have to subject y. Otherwise, if you tell that gradient 6 and intercept 15, wrong. Why? Here y not subjected. So what to do? You subject y by dividing 3 all the terms of the equation. So you divide here also by 3. So here also by 3. So 3 simplified. So here y equal 6 upon 3 is 2x minus 15 upon 3 is 5. So now it comes as y equal 2x minus 5. Okay. Now you can take the gradient because y being subjected, y equal. So you get the gradient m equal x coefficient, x front value, that is 2. Then you take the intercept after the x terms, that is negative 5. Okay, m equal to and c equal negative 5. Hands up those who got the answer. Right, excellent. Right. Write the gradients, that is fine. Intercept, right? Question number 21. Find the value of x in the information given, right? Figure, right? Find the value of x, right? Find the value of x. Now you know that when a triangle appear in this manner, two midpoints mark, okay? So two midpoints mark here, so here, then here they are, right? Then when two midpoints connected, that satisfied the midpoint theorem. Okay, so what's the midpoint theorem says? If two midpoints of a triangle being connected, then that connecting line is parallel to the third side. So that means these two sides parallel, and lengthwise, right? 24 is half of this x plus 4. එතකොට සමහරුන්ට ඕක පැටලෙනවා කාගින්ද half කියලා. එතකොට පැටලෙන්නේ නැතුව කොහොමද ඔළුවේ තියාගන්නේ? Right. මේකේ කුඩා දිග කවුද? This is the smallest one. So that should be half of this. The other way, twice of this is smaller is the x plus 4. එහෙම හිතන්නත් පුළුවන්. මම ගන්නවා 24 is half of 24 equal half of BC length. BC length is x plus 4, half of that. So the two outcomes there, one is parallel, these two sides, the other one is lengthwise. BC, half of BC equal the 24. So half of x plus 4 equal 24. Now you can multiply by 2 both the sides. Okay, then 2 simplified. Then here we can take x plus 4 equal 2 into 24 is 48. Okay, then subject x. Then you make x equal just 48, subtract 4. So x equal as 44 centimeters. Hands up those who got the answer here. The answer kapwe. Okay, excellent. පැහැදිලිනේ එක ගත්ත relationship එක. This length is half of BC length. Right. List out the elements of set M where M equal digits of the number, this one, right? Okay. So you know that M equal, list out the elements, right? So 2, 5, 3, 5, 7. So here basic rule of a set is what? Not to repeat the same elements. That's the basic rule. So you have the digits 2, then you have the digits 3, You have the digit 5 two times, but if you write two times, that's totally wrong. You cannot write two times, one times, then 7. So do we need to appear into the ascending order? Is that compulsory? No. If you write 2, 3, 5, 7 or 2, 5, 3, 7, no problem. Element set should be there. Major rule not to repeat the same element, right? Right. So here I highlighted that mostly would be appear, not listing element. That is from the below grades we learned it. The mostly appear in set notation would be like generating form as O-level based question. Generating forms, I explained it again, see to the recording. If you didn't know that, do not know about the generating form, right? Learn it, okay? In exam, they will appear. Right, question number 23. The probability of passing exam by Nimal is 1/3 and the passing exam by Tamar is 2/5. Find the probability of both Nimal and Tamar passing. Right, so the Nimal passing is what? 1/3. Okay, the Tamar passing is, right, Nimal passing the exam is 1/3. So the Tamara passing the exams is what? Is 2/5. Right, 2/5. So they are asking Nimal and Thamara passing the exams, right? What to do? Mukad operations are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, division? Mukad karannon. What is your idea? Meka twaradan prashnya. Nimal and Samara both pass in the exam. How to take the probability? What to do? Are we adding the probabilities of subtracting or multiplying or dividing? Tell me. Adding, yes, it okay. What about others? Nimal and Thamara both pass in the exam. Adding, Bovindu, okay, very good. What about others? Adding, Toshika. Adding, Odati. Adding, Nishisha. Okay, okay. Most are saying adding. Any other answers? Hmm. Sasvindu set multiplication. Sasvindu. Ah, Udati. Nice name. First time heard, Udati. Gayashi. Still multiplication. Multiply. Okay, now 50-50. Some are saying addition, some are saying multiplication. ඕක මම ඒක අහන්න හේතුව තමයි මම දන්න exams වලදී papers බලද්දි ළමයි කරන වැරද්දක් ඕක. ගොඩාක් දෙනෙක් කරන්නේ addition. මොකද දෙන්නම පාස් වීමේ probability එක අහපු ගමන් probability දෙක add කරනවා. මේක වැරදි මතක තියාගන්න. මොකද්ද කරන්න ඕනේ probability multiply කරන්න. දැන් ඒක අමහරම හිතන්න tree diagram එක remember the tree diagram when you draw the tree diagram Nimal passing Nimal other option Nimal failing no then second branch for Tamara passing Tamara failing so when you running through the branch are you adding or multiplying these are two independent events. Nimal passing doesn't affect to the Tamara passings. If I exactly define the way of doing, I take the events that Nimal passing the exam is A, Tamara passing the exam is B. What they asking now, passing both of them. That means they asking A intersection B passing Nimal and Tamara. So it define PA into PB, not PA plus PB. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න PA intersection B defined as passing both of them not defined as PA plus PB that to be PA multiplied by PB. උතර මතක තියාගන්න මේක ගොඩක් අවුරුදු වල ළමයි කරේ ඇඩ් කරා probabilities. ඒකයි මේ ක්ලාස් එකේ වටිනාකමයි වර්ධින තැන් මට පැහැදිලි ඔයාලා වරද්දන තැන්. දෙවට ඒවා highlight කරනවා. පැහැදිලි? All the times two events given and asking happening both the event probability means multiply. So some in 1 year they came tossing a coin and rolling a die. They asked that taking head in the coin and taking odd number in the die. What they did, they found the probability separately and they added together, not. So you are multiplying the probabilities. Okay, both the events find the probability separately and multiply them. Okay, so here probability of taking by Nimal is 1/3, Tamara is 2/5. So you multiply both, then it comes as 1 into 2 upon 15. So this is the probability. So not to add, remember. Both the events happening is just the multiplications. PA intersection B equal PA into PB if the events are independent. Okay, that is defined in the theory parts. PA intersection B equal PA into PB. Okay, right. Right. පැහැදිලිනේ ඒ additional things ඔළුවට දාගන්න මේ වගේ මේ questions theory parts දාගන්න වරද්දන්න එපා exam එකට. Okay, then 24 questions. Right, this is the histogram question. According to the information given in the figure, what is the number of students who scored within the 10 to 14? Right. Now the small class size, imagine here 0 to 10 is the small size. Then you check how many times this than the smaller size. So here 1, 2, 3 times. 10 3 times here. Then here the height is 4. Height 4 means frequency means 3 times of that. 4 into 3. Okay, it comes as 12. ඕක තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් එහෙම මෙහෙම හිතන්න. This is small size. ඒතර මෙතන small size එක වගේ මෙතනත් හතරක් ඉන්නවා ළමයි. මේ size එකෙත් හතරක් ඉන්නවා. මෙයාගෙත් හතරක් ඉන්නවා. Then 4 3 times comes 12. Remember that. So as the smallest the class size, how many times that class width? So accordingly the height should be multiplied. Okay, then 4 into 3 12. So you can make 12 students there. So that is the histogram nature. Okay, question number 25. A flower hedge is to be planted such that 3 centimeter away from the wall AB. Right, this is the first condition, 3 centimeter away from the wall AB. You identify here, given is a point, given is 2 points, given is a line or 2 line. These are the 4 locus. To a point equidistant circle, to 2 point equidistance perpendicular bisector, then to given line equidistance is a parallel line, 2 line is angle bisector. So out of these 4 locus, 1 locus they are to draw. Okay, ELC says that not to draw 2 locus by yourself, you need to draw only 1 locus. If 2 locus question given, one to be given drawn by themselves. Okay, so now check the condition, 3 centimeter away from the wall AB. So AB is a wall. Wall means it is a line. Away 3 centimeter away from a line is a parallel line. Okay, draw a rough diagram to the position of the flower hedge. So AB is a wall. Wall means a straight line. Equidistance to a straight line is a parallel line to that. So 3 centimeter away means here you can make a parallel line, but actually 3 centimeter can be drawn from this side as well as the top side. Okay, so here also you can draw a 3 centimeter parallel lines with the same distance. So parallel line can be drawn top and bottom if you know precisely it. If you argue it, because some students will take that here and here both can be. If they make a condition to draw this side, then it will be only 1 line, but otherwise 2 lines to be drawn. Okay, so that AB line there, then you have to mark 3 centimeter. Here make a 3 centimeter gap. Okay, parallel line. And here also you make 3 centimeter. Here parallel line. Okay, right. What was your marks of this question series? And here I am planning to make a online test to check your level out of the end of this 4 session. So I will arrange a quiz online, 25 quiz to answer. Select the answer. Okay. Then we will check your progress, or I will send that link once we prepare that test. Okay. So what is your marks? Okay, everyone send your marks. 50 we hunger. Very good. Nice to see. Right. Odati, 40. Uh, very good. 42. Rosara, it will be difficult to say your names. 44, 48, 48, 48, 46, 42, 48, 48, 48, 48, 45, 40, 40, 40. Okay, 44, 44, 46, 46, 48, 44. Okay, 40, 40, 42. Yes, it. Okay. Janshuga 46, Nilusha 46, 40, 40, 40. Okay. Okay, there are several messages. Very good. So if you above 40 means now you are very competent. Okay, about this quiz. Okay. NC 48, very good. NC is attending from the beginning and all the classes without missing any class. Very good. That's the progress. Okay, very good. 42, 48. Okay, 40 Avidya. Okay, Avidya also same. Okay, no problem. Here some special questions given. Right. Okay, එතකොට මේකේ quiz competition එක තියෙනවා. ඒක online තියෙන්නේ. අපි කියන්නේ Google form test එකක්. එතකොට මට බලන්න පුළුවන් මේ අපි කරපු sessions 4 progress එක හැමෝගෙම කොහොමද කියලා. ඒක මම හදලා දාන්නම්. ගොඩාක් ලොකු වැඩ කොටසක ඉන්නේ අපි හැමෝම. ඒකත් අපි කරමු online test එක. එතකොට ඊළඟ week එකේ material ටික මම ඔයාලට එකට දානවා. ඊළඟ sessions තුන අද කවද්ද අපි Sunday නේ. එතකොට ඊළඟ sessions තුන කවද්ද අපේ තියෙන්නේ Tuesday, then Friday and then Sunday, 3 days. Okay, the paper class separately running on Monday, right? Tomorrow, the fast track coming on these 3 days. Okay, so as per our next schedule, what was the next schedule? Can anyone say us? මතකද දැන්? Schedule එක. See the schedule now, right? I will drop again. We will check the schedule. There, I think the geometry. If theory part discussion, then no need. But then materials are sent over to the group for these 3 weeks. I think geometry. I think we start geometry or trigonometry. So then first day, you know that's a different experience. Geometry will be teach in a different way. Geometry session 1 all in one theory. Very good, Toshika. So geometry will be discussed theory within a very short period, all the thing in an nice way. Okay, you can attend to the geometry session. You can remember all the things in a different way. Okay, then next day we will discuss the geometry short questions. I will send the materials. Then next day the geometry second paper oriented question, right? So I will share that material. So the next week is a geometry week, so everyone participate for that, so you can recall the geometry sessions again. Okay, Putta, so any questions to ask? If not, so our time also elapsed now, past. No problem. So then I will complete the session for today. So tomorrow we have the paper class. That's a separate full paper discussions there as usual. We are at paper number 67 now. Then as per the fast track revision, we meet on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Tuesday at 8 p.m. we are meeting with the fast track, and Friday again at 10, right? Sunday 9. This is the 3 time slot. Okay, Buddha, thank you very much. We'll meet with next week with all the content, right? Thank you very much. Have a nice day and good night.